Alright, this is technically a pickup because I fucked up. So, yes. So basically, I just moved it. We just went from, yeah, in here to here. To a table.
This is the king's living room. The walls are decorated with scenes from the Lohengrin saga. The king first saw Wagner's opera Lohengrin when he was 16, and it so affected him that he considered it a form of enlightenment. The tragedy of Lohengrin was his essential loneliness. This too was Ludwig's own fate. Ludwig withdrew more and more into his fantasy world of epic heroes and absolute monarchy. An ideal he was determined to create in his castles if he could not have it in his real life. He only wanted to be alone with his dreams, so much so that even his servants were kept at a distance and were not allowed to look at him.
What were you afraid they'd see?
That you were a werewolf! Sorry. Hello, lady.
These linens look seriously expensive. Seriously old.
Step, sorry.
The miracle of the Grail.
Amazing. That's all she says. Go on. No, oh, she wants to leave first. Bye! Swan!
More swans.
You got a problem with swans? I'll give you a problem with swans.
The swan motif is featured throughout the castle, but it is particularly prominent in this room. Both the swan and the lily were symbols Ludwig associated with himself. They represented his ideals of majesty and purity. The painting behind the swan shows Lohengrin's arrival.
Interesting.
I can almost picture Ludwig in here. I wonder what he really dreamt about in this room.
Well, he dreamt about wearing a dress and dancing around.
This is a reproduction of the grotto from the Tannhäuser saga. In such places, Ludwig could pretend he was one of his beloved mythic heroes.
You mean
As
Esmeralda?
the grotto personifies, the castles were solitary playgrounds built for Ludwig alone.
Oh.
He believed the masses were too coarse to appreciate fine art, and he seldom entertained guests. In fact, Ludwig had a standing order that upon his death, the castles were to be destroyed.
And they didn't do it!
Fortunately, the estate was in such debt that the castles were opened for paying tours only weeks after Ludwig's death.
That was
They
big.
haven't closed since. It is one of the great ironies
Where
of
did that woman
Ludwig's
come
story
from?
that the castles that he was thought insane for building are now considered Bavaria's finest treasures. They have paid for their construction many times over.
Oh. That woman freaked me out.
I doubt there's anything left in there now. Besides, the guard would kill me if I touched it.
Indeed.
This is the king's study. Ludwig spent much time at his desk, writing letters, drawing up plans for his projects, and studying his favorite authors. He loved poetry, history, and the classics. In later years, he also studied the occult. What affairs of state he did reluctantly attend to were generally attended to alone at his desk in writing. His reluctance to meet with his heads of state and perform the duties of the king were one of the reasons for the charges brought against him in 1886.
If only they
But
knew he was
Ludwig
a
dreamt of true kingship and a true monarchy, and the small powers left to him after Bavaria's succeeded power to Prussia only incited his disdain and frustration.
No. Hello. Stab! Sorry.
I wonder why he was studying the occult before he died.
Because he was crazy, lady.
I wonder why...
And because he was a
wonder why-
werewolf. Duh.
The study paintings depict scenes from the Tannhäuser saga and the Wartburg castle.
That's nice. Oh, wrong way. Sorry. Oh, wrong way again. Go in there. In here.
This is the final room of our tour, the Singers' Hall. It was modeled after the Singers' Hall of the Wartburg Castle, where minstrel competitions were held in the 13th century. The hall was built for small private concerts, but Ludwig himself never gave one here. It is said that during the last few years of Wagner's life, he came to Neuschwanstein frequently and performed for the king alone in this room. The hall is probably best known for its enigmatic wolf paintings.
Wolf.
The original paintings were from the Parsifal saga, but in 1882, Ludwig had them replaced, supplying the description and titles of the new paintings himself.
Werewolf.
While all the other rooms in the castle show scenes from Wagner's operas, the scenes in this room are not from any opera that anyone can identify.
Not yet, anyway.
It is yet another of the many mysteries associated with the life of the fairy tale king. The hunters tracked down Engelhard and Hildegunde.
Hildegunde. It's a good name.
Engelhard courts Hildegunde.
Hildegunde.
There must be a story behind these wolf paintings. But what story?
Wolf paintings, there's one so far. Okay, two.
Hildegunde's imprisonment.
This is quite pretty, I like it. Put it on my wall, please.
The wedding feast of Hildegunde and the Baron.
Oh, she looks quite sad about it. Oh.
The death of Engelhard.
Oh.
Ludwig's childhood castle, Hohenschwangau, is visible from the lookout in the Singers' Hall.
I think it's this thing here in the middle. I think. Who knows? That's all that's here. Can't go out through that way. I have to go through this way. This way. And this way. And this way. And up through here.
This is Ludwig's private chapel. The king was a devout Catholic, as were all of the Wittelsbacher rulers. They supported the Roman Church even when other European countries were dominated by Protestantism.
Interesting. White cross.
It's a beautiful crucifix. Ivory and gold.
Whee! He was a high spender.
A king saint? I wonder if Ludwig pictured himself that way. Or maybe he just wanted to be that way.
Why can't I click on this one?
A king saint?
It's weird.
The paintings above the altar depict Saint Louis surrounded by the seraphim. An interesting side note. For a period of about a year, the Louis images in all three castles were ordered to be covered up with black cloth on the unfathomable whim of the king.
Well, he had trouble looking at him. Obviously. Because he made
The
him a
Black
werewolf.
Madonna of Altadine. I wonder what her story is all about.
Who knows? I sure as hell don't.
The stained glass window depicts Saint Louis receiving the last sacraments.
Aww. He's dead. Alright, Turtisberg. Wow, that car sure made a lot of clicking noises. Hi, Gerda.
Hi, Gerda. I'm back. Good.
Never leave. Never. Let's speak to Gerda. Hey, Gerda.
Gerda?
Yes.
Yes?
Special permit.
Gerda, do you have any idea where I could get a government research permit? I don't have time for a lot of red tape.
You should ask Herr Übergrau. He can maybe get such things very fast.
You think? I was gonna write Gabriel today anyway.
Übergrau to the rescue. Übergrau, Übergrau. Sorry. I know. I'm a bit crazy. Übergrau. No, I'll try and stop. I just love little Harry so much. Alright, we'll quickly write this letter and then we should call it an episode. And Grace's hair is doing crazy things again. Really, Grace. You gotta keep a handle on these things.
I should get a letter off to Gabriel. I need to include a note to Ubergrau about the research permit.
Ubergrau does whatever a Ubergrau does. Hurry up, Grace. Don't have all day. Anyway, so I think that's it for today anyway, because I have to go to work now. So, yeah, hope you enjoyed it. See you later. Bye.